Good morning, guys, and hello from my usual spot out here on the screened-in porch. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. The weather is absolutely gorgeous outside, which is perfect because we have a lot of outdoor plans today. We're getting ready to head into Bar Harbor, and we're going to go on a scenic boat cruise around to some different sites, some lighthouses and things like that. So we're going to do that, and then I think this afternoon we're going to go back to Acadia, and we'll see some sights, maybe do a couple of short little hikes. I'm looking forward to everything, so let's go ahead and get in the car, and we will see what happens. As promised, our adventure starts off in Bar Harbor, specifically in the Agamont Park area. That is one of the main attractions of Bar Harbor. It is absolutely beautiful, and you guys will see it a little bit later on in the vlog. We started by exploring the town and some of the shops. There are a lot of historic buildings in this area, which is always fun for us. There were bookstores, cafes, souvenir shops, everything you could want pretty much. And then the weather was so perfect on this day. As you guys can see, there are no clouds in the sky, traffic was pretty light, so we were able to enjoy everything. Here is another view of the park. You can see the fountain there and the beautiful view. Bar Harbor overlooks Frenchman Bay, so you get some really beautiful sights. We made it to Bar Harbor. We've done a little bit of shopping so far and just explored the town. It is so cute, and the views are beautiful over the bay right here. We're about to walk the shore path and see some more beautiful views. So far, I really like it here. We have about an hour before our cruise leaves, and then when it gets back, we're gonna go out and get some lunch. Along the path, they have these little historical markers so you can learn as you go. You can also take the time to take in the views. Again, it is just stunning out this way. The path itself is pretty easy. It is a gravel path and it's quite flat. There are a couple little inclines here and there, but there are also benches so you can just sit down and rest if you want to, admire the views again. You can see that the water was so calm on this day. We found that to be pretty typical the whole time we were in Maine. We also got to check out Balance Rock. It was underwater partially because the tide was up at this time, but we are going to see that again later, so stay tuned. Once we finished up our walk, we headed right over to our boat tour area, which is a little bit away from downtown Bar Harbor. We have arrived at our boat tour. We're just waiting to board now. We're about 15 minutes early, but we have a good view, which is nice, and Amber is here. And now the fun begins. We are boarding our boat right here. If you guys are interested, I will link this specific cruise down below. I would highly recommend it. I absolutely loved everything about this cruise. Throughout the entire cruise, one of the crew members was talking to us, giving us a lot of information about the area, the history. They told us about lobstering and the different animals and wildlife. It was very informative. So we had that to listen to while we were taking everything in. There were so many beautiful houses in this area, and again, the water was so calm and so blue. We had an up-close and personal view of Cadillac Mountain as well as the other mountains in the area. We got to see some different land formations. As you guys have heard me say before, I do love boat rides, so I just enjoyed sitting on the boat, enjoying the sunshine, feeling the waves rock the boat and everything. I will say it was pretty cold on the boat. I think the high on this day was around 70, but of course on the water it was much cooler. And with the breeze blowing, it got pretty brisk, but luckily we all were prepared. We had packed enough clothes so we could layer up. We were able to see some seals on this trip out on the boat. In fact, a whole pod of them. You guys can see them right here. They were all over this little area. This is nearby Egg Rock, and there were even some baby seals out there, so we got to see them. They were so cute. I think seals are pretty goofy looking just because, as we know, they don't move very well on land. They are great swimmers, of course, but on land, I have to admit they look a little clumsy and goofy, but that was very fun to see. I thought at best we might see 1 or 2 seals if we were lucky, so to see a whole pod of them, that was great. As I said, we were by Egg Rock Lighthouse, which is right here, this cute little stubby lighthouse, another very famous landmark in this area, so that was very cool to get to see that in person. And then we got to go around the other islands in the bay, Ironbound Island, the Porcupine Islands, and so on. I do not know all of them well enough to tell you about them, but I can tell you that they were beautiful and we really enjoyed seeing those and getting to hear the history that went along with them. Some of those islands are still privately owned, which is very interesting, and then some of them belong to Acadia National Park. I think my favorite part of this whole boat tour was getting to see Cadillac Mountain because we are going to go there later in this vlog, spoiler, and it was just so cool to be able to see Cadillac Mountain from the water and then to go up on Cadillac Mountain and see the water where we had been previously. That is not something you get to do in a lot of places, but we were very lucky in that we got to see different places from different angles on this trip and kind of track where we had been. Maybe I'm just being nerdy here, but I thought that was a really cool thing to do on this adventure. So once our boat ride came to an end, we did head back into Bar Harbor. This was one of our favorite places on the trip. We really enjoyed it. And we decided to grab some food from Downeast Deli. This is our first time eating there, but we had heard it was really good. And it was delicious, you guys. It definitely exceeded my expectations. So we got our food and we just grabbed a bench outside to eat because it was so beautiful. We wanted to stay outside. And I got the lobster roll, which is a classic. I also had a whoopie pie. It was very good, very rich and chocolatey, and a perfect complement to the lobster roll, which was very savory, of course. Good evening, guys. It is quite a bit later in the day, as you can probably tell by the light. We are currently at Schoodic Point, which is part of Acadian National Park. Just enjoying the views here and relaxing. This is actually the least visited part of Acadia. I think I have that fact right, but most people don't come here because it's not part of the main park. But it is beautiful out here right now. It's about 60 degrees, clear skies. The water's calm. There's some tide pools. We've seen people out here taking pictures and picnicking and painting. It's just very cozy and the perfect way to end a pretty busy day. Right now I'm gonna walk around and take you guys with me so you can see the sights. There's Amber. She's having fun. So it's all of these really big rocks that go right down to the water. You can wander around to your heart's content. You guys see the lobster buoys out there? Right out there. This area of Schoodic Point became one of my favorite places on the whole trip. It's kind of secluded and isolated, so it was not very crowded, which gave us a lot of freedom to wander around and explore and have fun. And again, I keep saying this, but you cannot beat the views, especially if you want to watch the sunset. This would be a great place to do it. You can also look for tide pools here and probably get some good shots of wildlife depending on what you want to see. And one of my favorite things to see, of course, is the glimmer on the water, which with the sun going down as it was just stunning. I mean, look at that, you guys. It is so beautiful. Look at the light glimmering on the water. So sparkly. We decided to end our day on a sweet note by getting some ice cream. This little place called Me and Ben's was right down the road from our bungalow, so that was perfect. First taste of Maine blueberry ice cream. Hi guys, I'm back on the porch again. We are home for the evening now. It's about 7 o'clock, I want to say. We've been out since very early this morning, about 8:30, so we are glad to be home. We had a super fun day, very action-filled as you guys saw from the clips earlier. And the weather today was perfect. So clear, just blue skies, no clouds. It was amazing. And it was pretty sunny as you guys can see. I'm a little bit sunburnt, but not too bad. My hair got a little bleached, but that is to be expected, and it was totally worth it. I had such a good time. I am sorry I have not been talking to you guys as much as I want to on this trip. It's just, we've been really busy, kind of going from one thing to the next, and there is never really a good time to stop and talk to you guys. So I'll probably do a lot of voiceover in this video, but I hope you guys don't mind. I think it's gonna still be a pretty good vlog, whether it's clips like this or voiceovers or just beautiful views with music in the background. As for now, I'm just gonna get ready for bed, take a shower, and hit the hay pretty early because we've got another exciting day ahead of us. It's supposed to be really good weather tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday, which are our last full days here, it's supposed to be cloudy, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but I'm hoping the weather people were wrong and it's actually gonna be a really nice day. I mean, we'll have fun even if it's cloudy, but having the sun out to illuminate all the beauty around here is just next level amazing. So that is the end of this day in Maine. I will see you guys tomorrow as the adventure continues. Hey guys, and good morning from me and my sunburn. I'm not sure how well it's gonna show on camera right now, but I have this crooked line of sunburn on my nose, and also my bottom lip is sunburnt. So that's the look for today. I am about to put on some more sunscreen because we're going to head out shortly, and we have a very exciting day planned today. First, we're gonna go back into Bar Harbor and spend the morning there. We're gonna walk along the shore path again and just take in the views. Then we're gonna pick up some lunch from Downeast Deli and take that with us to Acadia National Park. We're going back there today so we can go up to Cadillac Mountain. As some of y'all may already know, that is the highest point on the eastern seaboard, so that's very exciting. The plan is to drive up there, do some hikes, and also get a picnic lunch in today. We'll probably spend a good portion of today in Acadia National Park, but we do plan to leave sometime this afternoon because we want to walk to Bar Island from downtown Bar Harbor. We have to wait for low tide to do that because when the tide is out, there's a gravel bar that connects Bar Harbor to Bar Island and you can walk across. So that's the plan for today, this afternoon, this evening, and then I'm not sure what else we'll get up to. It's kind of up in the air. As usual though, you guys are coming along, so you will see what happens. All right, let's go. So right there is the famous Balance Rock. We saw it yesterday, but it was mainly underwater, but now you can see where it gets its name from. Okay, we came to get up close and personal. This rock is much bigger up close. It doesn't look this big from the shore path. Getting up close and personal with a rock this big was of course very exciting for me. We just stepped down from the shore path and were able to walk over to it. This rock is of course a very popular landmark. It's very famous, so many of you have probably heard of it. This rock that Balance Rock is leaning against has some really cool markings on it, and it's shaped almost exactly like steps over here, so you can go right up and down. Amber's going to demonstrate. This is the boat we were on yesterday, going out for a tour early this morning with other people on it. We are not on the boat. After checking out Balance Rock, we decided to continue our walk and again admire the scenery. I really can't find words to describe how beautiful it is there, just the way everything looks. It's just gorgeous. I hope you guys are getting that from the clips here. If you've been thinking about going to this area of Maine, I highly recommend it. I consider myself somewhat well-traveled, and this is definitely one of my favorite places that I have been to. Alright guys, we've had our morning walk, and now we are going over to Downeast Deli to pick up some sandwiches to take into Acadia for lunch. We have procured sandwiches and a giant brownie. So now we are off to Cadillac Mountain. Before heading to Cadillac Mountain, I wanted to stop at Agamont Park again. I wanted to make a wish in the fountain. Of course, I can't say what I wished for because it won't come true, but trust me, it was a good one. Here we are driving up Cadillac Mountain. It is a pretty scenic view, unsurprisingly. There are a couple of pullouts on the road so you can stop and check out the view as you're going up, but honestly, the view at the top is just amazing and it encompasses everything you see as you're driving up. So here's that view I mentioned at the top. It is breathtaking. We are on the top of Cadillac Mountain now, and I am speechless. From way up here, you have the perfect opportunity to see all the mountains and islands that surround this area. You can see the bay, you can watch boats going by, you can just be by yourself and enjoy the nature. And it is so quiet up here. Even in the clips where I'm talking, you guys can probably tell there is hardly any background noise. It is so peaceful. Okay, for reference, we're on top of Cadillac Mountain, and the little city that you see down there, that's Bar Harbor. So that is where we were this morning. And that's Bar Island, where we're planning to walk to later today. And that is Egg Rock Lighthouse that we saw on our cruise yesterday. This big island is Ironbound Island, and right behind that is Winter Harbor, where we are staying currently. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed that geography lesson with Schlee. I certainly enjoyed giving it. Again, I just thought it was so cool to be able to see where we had been, where we were going, and to get these different reference points. We did spend quite a bit of time up on Cadillac Mountain, but I did not film too much because I wanted to just enjoy the scenery. After that, we headed over to Sand Beach and we had a quick little picnic in the car. Here I am enjoying my sandwich from Downeast Deli. This is their Thanksgiving sandwich, so it has turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, mayo, cheese, and as I mentioned, we did get a giant brownie, and this thing is huge. Here it is next to my face, so you can get a reference as to how big it is. It was absolutely delicious as well, so rich and fudgy and chocolatey. We are now at the Sand Beach area. We just had our lunch, as you guys saw, and now we're gonna find a short little trail to do just to get a view of the beach down there. From the parking lot to the beach itself, it was about a 1-minute walk. It was not difficult whatsoever, and the views were definitely worth that little bit of exertion. Again, beautiful day, so calm and sunny, so you get these gorgeous sights. And it was interesting to finally see a sandy beach after all the rocks we had encountered. From here, we went on to the ocean path, which is similar to the shore path in Bar Harbor, except this one is in Acadia, and it walks along the ocean, as you can probably guess. This trail is pretty flat and easy, and it allows you to stop at various parts of the park. Sand Beach is one of the stops, of course, and then we stopped here at Thunder Hole, which again is very famous because when the waves crash in this area, they tend to make a sound like thunder, so that's how this area gets its name. It needs to be quite stormy to get that thunder effect in this area, so we missed out on it, but again, beautiful weather, I could not really complain about it. And while we were there, this is about the level of thundering we got. We finished up at Thunder Hole, and now we're doing some more walking. Another geographical update for y'all. That over there in the cove is Sand Beach, where we were a little while ago, and Thunder Hole is in between here and there. Right now we're just on a little rocky outcrop, enjoying the view. That little island right there is called Old Soaker. You will hear more about that later. We continued our little adventure on the ocean path, just stopping whenever we fancied it. There's about 1 million places to stop on this path, every one more beautiful than the last, so we spent a good amount of time doing this. We have encountered a very small, slow snake. He's not in a hurry at all. This is update, what, 1012 or something? I feel like I've done so many of these today. Right now we are walking to the Jordan Pond House, which is a very famous part of Acadia. We're going to check out the gift shop and also walk around the pond itself. This may be our last thing that we do in the park today because after this we have to head over to Bar Harbor to walk out onto the island. The path to Jordan Pond is similar to the ones I've mentioned so far in this video. It was pretty flat and easy, which is very nice because it's accessible. If I'm not mistaken, those are the Bubble Mountains. And of course this is Jordan Pond. This was another beautiful scenic stop. The thing that stuck out to me most here was how clear the water was in the pond. The water was clear in the bay and in the ocean as well, but in the pond it was crystal clear. You could see every rock and pebble and the reflection of the sky and the mountains. It was all so stunning. This was a very peaceful, relaxing walk. Again, it's very easy. It's not a strenuous hike or anything of that sort. So we were able just to take some pictures, enjoy the views, and admire just the natural beauty in this area. We are back in Bar Harbor, and we're walking over to the land bridge so we can cross over to Bar Island. It's right about sunset time, getting close to it anyway, so it should be pretty picturesque. This is another very popular attraction in Bar Harbor, and for good reason, because how often do you get to do something like this? So this is how it looks when the tide is out. There's a nice wide path for everybody to walk on. There's plenty of space. There were people out here looking for different shells and sea glass, hunting for sea urchins and starfish, just playing and having a good time. People were riding their bikes out here. It was really neat to look back at Bar Harbor when we were on the other side of the bar. So when we're actually standing on Bar Island, you can see pretty much everything. And then we ended our day with another quick trip to Agamont Park just to see everything in the sunset. This was the perfect way to end a perfect day in Maine. We had such a good time and our trip was not even over. There will be one more vlog after this one, so you guys stay tuned. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!